Uh, hey, 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 hey. Hold on, I gotta add Discord before someone yells at me to add Discord, even though I'm adding Discord right now. Any new rants or dramas? No, not today. No. Today is progress day. Today is, we're gonna fucking, we're finishing a level, okay? Hell yeah. Yes. Fuck yes. We're working on Ronin. Hell yeah. It's Ronin time. You never saw this coming, huh? Yeah, how's everybody going? Doing. Going, doing, going. Doing, going. Dude, Fractal, thanks for the raid. How's it going? Welcome. Just in time. I just made my coffee. Hell yeah. You on super higher today? Yes. Yes. We're not out of the I gotta not swear. If I swear in the first few minutes of the YouTube stream, it gets demonetized. What was I gonna say? I don't even remember. Yeah, we're still working on this game. We're not out of the top-down game yet. We're getting there though. Shout out to Brightside. Hey, thank you, Brightside. And thank you, Fractal. Thank you. Appreciate it. Hope the stream went well. Hope it was a splendid time. I'm just getting started. Hopefully, hopefully I get something done today. Yeah, we've been working on this level the past few days. We need to get a move on it though, because it's been a hot minute. Yep. It looks cool though. It's very reminiscent of my past project that I have not worked on, and I have no clue if I ever will work on it. So this could be the the final remnants of that. I am working on the 1.0 update for my top-down shooter, which is currently in early access. So been working on it for like 4 years. Yeah. Calling it done soon. This is one of 15 levels that we're working on. Yes. Yeah. A lot of work to do. Anyways, yeah, the goal is we need to replace some of these blockout boxes with actual meshes. We need to fix a bunch of these stretchy walls. Not so good. And then, yeah, so then that way they have proper light map. Because the problem is, if I bake light maps on these very stretchy meshes, that they don't really look too good. They don't look like they're having a good time. We could try to use BSPs. Let's try using BSPs. Haven't used BSPs in a while. Let's see here. All right, a box. Okay, it went all the way over there. But why? Classic BSPs. See if I can get them going. Let's see if we can get this going. Okay, we're gonna bring it down to the bottom here. Let's select this face. Okay, the UVs are fine. Get up, Sky. And then I guess we'll just convert this to a static mesh when we're done. I guess that's the dealio. Okay, what? It's selecting the wrong thing. Okay. I really do not like the BSP editor. I don't know why. I just have a profound dislike for it. Must be a cold day. I've only seen Crimson rocking an Epic Games shirt. Apparently it's supposed to get down to like, I saw some news thing where it's supposed to get down to like -30 here in Toronto, which is like, excuse me? -30? Excuse me? -30 Celsius? It is currently -22. It feels like -22. Yeah, it's cold. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, it's cold. So then we'll create this as a static mesh. It was -12 Fahrenheit yesterday or the day before us in call. Isn't that like -30 or -40 Celsius? I don't know how Fahrenheit works. Fahrenheit to Celsius. -12. -24. Okay, that's not too bad. It's not too bad. It's pretty bad, but it's not too bad. I thought -7 Celsius was already cold enough. The crazy thing is, for the past few years here in Toronto, we've had like very irregular winters. And still, I would still consider this year to be an irregular winter, considering the standards that winters usually have here in... why is this still selecting the faces, even though I don't want it to select the faces anymore? Okay, whatever. We'll just create a static mesh. We'll put it in environment. We'll put it under, let's just put it under a new folder. This will be Tokyo. S_ building to Tokyo building dash Tokyo building base 01. Not a big fan of that name, but you know, whatever. All right, there we go. And then we have a proper UV. I didn't scale this properly. That's fine. We can scale this to fit properly. There we go. Yes. Oh, yes. I thought I deleted the top. Now I can't edit it because I already turned it into a static mesh. Well, I did a bit of an oopsie. Oh, that's a waste of light map. What does the light map even look like? Oh, that's a waste. Man, what the hell? Come on, dude. Finally feeling like winter since December. This still, even though we're at like -20, it still is not like a traditional Toronto weather. The weather would traditionally be like really bad. Like there'd be snow on the ground still, but there's no snow on the ground. Can I turn this back into a BSP? Is that possible? If I control Z enough, does it go back into box brush? It does. Oh, dude. Okay, there's no more top face, right? Okay, good. There's no more top face. Oh, there's no side face. That's what I must have deleted. All right, how do I fill this back in? Create face, create face. Where is button to create face between two edges? Split. No. Pen. Oh no. How do I create a face? How does, guys, how does BSP work? How do you create? See, this is what I mean. I like. Why is it that I have an extrude? There's an extrude button, but I cannot extrude. I cannot extrude from an edge. I have to extrude. Split? No, that doesn't make any sense. Create a new polygon from the selected vertices. The vertices must be selected in clockwise order to create a poly with an outward facing normal. Now, what is this guy spitting? Split? No, that's not what I want. Man, what? Make this selected solid. No, that's not it. Order to first. Polygons. Merge. No, that's not. Probably faster to just remake it. Can you not, like, create a new edge from this? Like, come on, guys. It actually probably would be faster for me to just recreate this thing, huh? You just read exactly how to do it? Click create. Create a new polygon from the selected vertices. The vertices must be selected in clockwise order to create a poly with an outward facing normal. Why can't I just select the edges and create? Because PSP? Why did that mean? Select all of the vertices in clockwise order. All right, okay, all right. I don't ever want to touch this again. Okay. Can I override our old static mesh with this one? Let's find out. Let's go environment, E for environment, T for Tokyo, and then let's go ahead and do building base _ 01. Already in use. Okay, so we're going to take that one. We're going to save. Then I'm going to take this one. I'm going to rename it to 1. Okay, let me check that YouTube is actually streaming. YouTube is not. Yes, it is. It's streaming. Okay, I was concerned for a moment there. It didn't open for a moment there. All right. Okay, progress. Nice. So we could probably reuse this in a few places. I could see us reusing it for this one on the side here. Let's also take a look at its light map density. So this is okay. However, I think we could potentially, it is a light map resolution of 4. Excuse me? How is that a light map resolution of 4? And how is this 64? That's really tiny? Wait, hold on a flip-flop. There's no way the light map is that dense. There we go. Now we're seeing the right thing. What the hell? It's because it was reading the first UV, which is incorrect. This is what I actually wanted to see. So now if I do 128, I do 256, you know, there we go. All right, it's one thing after another. You gotta listen, when it comes to this engine, you gotta know what you're doing. All right, this is a great pivot. This is exactly where I wanted the pivot to be. Amazing. Yep, that's exactly where I wanted it to be. All right, it looks better though, and it's just one static mesh, so it's not as unoptimized as whatever that is. You know, this as well, we could probably optimize as well, because like that's dense. That's real dense. Yeah. So let's go ahead and copy paste that. And then we'll go ahead and replace these blockout boxes. Which is like almost the perfect thing. Almost a perfect fit. I'm gonna do something crazy. Nobody yell at me. I'm gonna scale this down a little bit. Yeah, I know. I'm basically scaling down the light maps, UVs. Yeah, I know. Doing a little bit of a legal move. What? Actually, I think I want this one to cover up more of the screen. Just so we cover up. Uh-oh. Thoughts on making some of the windows be large bay windows instead of just the uniform rectangle shapes? Some of them are like this. I'll probably make a few of them large as well. Reporting you to Tim Epic himself. Hey. Watch it. I will complain to Kevin Nanite, okay? I don't think you want to deal with Kevin Nanite, okay? Telling you now. Did a light that flickered? What was that? This is a really tiny apartment. Oh, speaking of which, this has an incorrect mesh. And so does this one. Never mind. Let's do this instead. We're just going to take our mesh and replace this one with the correct one. We'll scale it down a little bit, you know. It's not too bad. We can make do. We could do a little bit of scaling. Won't hurt anybody. And then let's paste this again here. Again. Tightening this up a little bit. These are like background meshes, so I'm not too worried if the light map doesn't look too good, but I do want it to not look super poopy. All right. Cool. Oh, goodness. Not cool. Can we potentially use this mesh here? Is it a general similar scale? This is rotated. You said what now? It's what? Why is it slightly rotated? All right, a little bit of scaling. And then we'll move it down a little bit. And I'd say that's close enough. Look at that. Damn, look at them squares. Oh, there's something satisfying. There is something satisfying about seeing all these more consistent squares rather than stretched out whatever we did here. How far back does this go? Not that far back. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not doing it justice by also kind of still stretching it at the end of the day, but it's better. You know what I mean? This is better. I feel like I truly am level designing now. That's a really, really big box. That's also a really big box. Is that one stretched? No, I think this one's duplicated. Okay. Shark is finding out that I blocked that name. Reposo. Yeah, I blocked the name. It's gone now. Yes. Their name is Kevin Nanite. Honestly, it's better this way? Yeah. I don't want to give that channel any attention. What's really funny is I saw someone like making a video talking about nanite and how you can optimize it for foliage and stuff like that. And then someone in the comments is like, that's not the point. It's like, what do you mean? Some random person who's, I guess, like trying to defend Kevin Nanite's message is like, but that's not the point. And then in my head, I was like, gamers be like, we want optimized games. Someone makes a video trying to educate people to optimize certain things like foliage. A gamer also, but that's not the point. What do you mean that's not the point? That's literally the point. This is literally part of the point. I love fog, man. It looks so cool how it just like the... Ignore that building. I can't ignore that building. It just looks so cool how like the building just disappears in the fog. Oh yeah. You should just inherently know as a game dev, I guess, apparently. I don't know, I found that funny. I found that really funny as someone's reply. It's like, well, that's not the point. Yeah, Dallas. Yeah. This fog uses nanite. Nanite particles. Virtualized fog. What the hell? Okay, this looks pretty ugly. I think we can maybe do a better job of this. Is this? No, it is. Guys. Okay, remind me to fix that. And remind me to fix this too. Remind me you fixed all of that. Listen, one thing at a time, okay? First, we gotta fix these two buildings that for some reason reminds me of IKEA. I don't know why. I just, in my head. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. I just, in my head, I picture IKEA. I don't know why. It's weird. Swedish meatballs and stuff. I don't know why I'm thinking about IKEA when I see that. Okay, so we're gonna place the pivot here, and then we're gonna scale outward. And then we'll delete this old one. Yes. Yo, don't forget to fix that. Yo, can you remind me later? Not like right now, but like later. Okay, if I scale this, how bad is it gonna get? It's gonna get pretty bad. I think we should make another BSP for these big ones. Great, gotta deal with this again. Oh, here we go again. Here we go again. So, question on these BSP stuff, since it's such a amazing tool. How do I set the pivot of this thing? if I want to set the pivot, how do I set the pivot? Because I think now the pivot's going to be right here in the center. So that's not very helpful for me. TBH. Oh, great. I can't select it because there's an object in front of it. Isn't it Alt middle mouse to change the pivot, or is that temporary? That's just a temporary. I don't know if that's a way to change it into BSP. Like if I go into select mode on this, you can see the pivot's right there. Nothing. Nothing. You had Bluetooth? I think you need to raise 900K to change the pivot. I'd make an entire level editor tool with 900K. Create static mesh. Why doesn't it keep the folder that I have? That's really annoying. What is with software not doing that lately? I feel like managing files has been such a slog. What do you mean 02 is already in use? It's not. It's literally not here. There's nothing there. It's just a dead reference. What the hell? Is this a joke? So, is this some kind of joke to you? There. Now, can I have my 02, please? Thank you. Thank you. Amazing. I can copy paste this, move it alongside here. How far along is Suit for Hire? I don't know. You're asking the wrong guy for these kind of questions. Oh, shit. It's like almost matched up. Yo. Yo, this box kind of crazy. Uh-oh. It's not going to be in the fog, though. No! No. You know what we could do? The objects that are like really below the fog, we could just reduce their light map resolution. Yes. Yes. You should release Suit for Nanite. I'm going to get shot by the gaming community. You should port Suit for Hire to a custom engine. I would rather stub my toe. I'm going to be honest. Respectfully. Uh-huh. I kind of want to move on. I want to work on a really complicated, stupid scoped game. You know what I mean? The zombie game. I actually want to make my own engine one day. No, you don't. No, you don't. Respectfully, I've after watching enough programmers use Odin, Jai, and C, and the amount of things they need to know to get anything to work, it just does not look like a good time. Like, you're not really working on a game anymore at that point, really. And if that's okay with you, then, by all means, go for it. But yeah, at that point, you're not really working on a game. What happened to my what? I used to have a wall here, guys. I used to have 2 walls here, apparently. I don't want to make games. Oh, okay. As long as you understand that, I think that's the biggest thing. Is when you go into that space, you're not really you're not really making games anymore. Never again. I'm not saying like don't do it. Like, for me though, I want to make games, not game engines. I would love to learn how to make a game engine, but I bet you, even if I did know the knowledge of how to make a game engine, I think I would actually still... Something's not right here. I swear we did something to adjust this. Is this building incorrect? Maybe this is the incorrect scale. Maybe this is supposed to be up to here. I swear we did something to kind of like make it easier to just design this. I think this is what we did. Okay, there's a slight gap. Do you think anyone's going to notice that? Yeah, probably. Okay, there we go. I would still, if I had engine development knowledge, I would still probably just use Unreal, honestly, and just expand upon Unreal myself. Albeit, I guess the problem is with doing that. What? Tiny ass gap. Whatever. It's part of the level. Let's just say it's part of the level. Let's do this. I have an idea. We move this along, connect it to this building. And then we'll shift this along. And then, like, you won't see it as much anymore. Yes! Big brain. You can still see that, but no one will know. How you doing, Sass? How did you get those lens flares to be like that? Anamorphic lens flare. Pretty sure I stole it from the internet somewhere. Or one of my marketplace assets, I think, had it. It gives it that like action movie feel. However, pretty sure it adds like 0.5 ms. Where is it? So it does cost a hot bit. Where is it? Well, currently it says 0.16, but it usually adds a considerable cost to the scene. And like if I turn it off, right? So this is what it looks like here. If I go to our post process and I turn off anamorphic lens flare, you can kind of see the difference. And of course, I think this is a setting in the settings menu, so you can turn it off. It does come out a lot more in this level versus the other levels because there's just way more emissives involved, and it's in a dark scene, so it is a lot more prevalent here. Kevin Nanite is going to be happy profiling your game, seeing the cost. It's not the best example though, because I got to go in full screen. Plus, we're like in engine, so it's not entirely the best indicator. All right, lights. The distance field shadows of the light source. Honestly, we could probably bake this moon as static. Interesting. The dynamic cascaded shadows isn't. Yeah, I honestly don't think distance field shadows is worth it in this project. Because the cost associated with it, like, that's crazy. That's insanity. I have no clue what distance field trace distance is doing. It would appear my distance field shadows are doing nothing now. I think because it unbuilt the entire scene. Okay, cool. I guess. I will figure that out. Hey, Nathan. Is there third person in the current Steam version? Not on the default build, Nathan. You have to go on the beta branch, and then there's third person on that one. So to do that, you very easy. You just go to your game on Steam properties, and then you go to betas, and you just set this to beta. It'll install the beta version. It might be like around like 300 megabytes or some shit, something like that. And then yeah, you can play from there. Turns out our contract company is dropping the ball, and me and one other person are getting pulled in to pick up the slack. I technically should be doing my contract work right now because we're basically gonna have to start crunching. Yeah. The streams will probably be random. Let's build some lighting. We'll build preview. Dude on stream? I can't. There's an NDA. Is this Ronin? No. No, it's not Ronin. But it, it does feel like it. Make chat sign the NDA too. Right. Great idea. Every time a new viewer joins, he gets prompted with the NDA. If he doesn't sign it, the stream just closes. Yeah. But hey, at least I'm getting paid more. I guess. I don't know. I'm in such a privileged state now where, like, me getting paid more to work on something that I am not 100% enjoying Just doesn't like it doesn't matter to me. I'm in such a like I'm in such a privileged situation where like it feels like that to a degree. Although I shouldn't feel like that because I could very well just not have this fucking job. The contract work for programming. I'm like basically a generalist at my work, but I am primarily like a systems engineer. So a lot of it is programming, especially right now, because we're building a lot of foundational systems. It's not easy working in a team. It's not easy working in a team. What is this? Fucking Domino's, man? What the hell is this, dude? What? What? Okay. Whatever. We'll figure out the shadow depths issue later. I honestly think we could probably turn off distance field shadows on the moon. And we could probably make this an entirely static bake. Actually, would that be a good idea? Making this all a static bake? That might cost a lot on memory. Like, a lot. It's a miracle that games somehow get made sometimes. I don't know. I'm just a bit of an asshole. So, like, I look at code that looks like shit and I'm like, this looks like shit. And then I want to be really vocal about it. Be like, this code looks like shit. Can we make it not shit? Can we please make this code not shit? This code looks and smells like shit. Does it taste like shit? I haven't tried it. Wouldn't know. I don't like how close to the edge that is. I also don't like how all of these are aligned. Must be hard to do code reviews with blueprints. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just very picky. I think that's my problem, and I'm learning that I'm a very individual, independent kind of person. I think I'm starting to realize that it's very difficult for me to work with a team. Yeah. I don't want to talk about it too much because I think a couple people at my work watch my stream and I don't want them to feel a certain way. I don't want them to feel a certain way. It was really weird. Um, someone was like, "Oh, hey, I watch your stream." Like the first day I was there, and I was like, "Huh?" Kind of interesting though. Hey, Woozy. Doing my first game dev project with team right now, and I learned that I have a giant ego. I don't know if it's necessarily ego. It's just, you know, and I've talked with a couple people that work in AAA, and their consensus is that code in a AAA scenario is just going to be shit because like they're not getting paid enough and they don't have enough time to fucking make clean code. But I feel like that's kind of bullshit. But I guess I like to make code that's readable. Um, like I like to generally make code that's readable. What sort of work do you do? 3D work? I do everything. At the moment, though, we are working on a game at my work, which is cool. Cool, but all at the same time, it's stressful. Oh, shit. I gotta fix these. Where the hell did that go? Very few people deliberately write terrible code. I feel like it's either you're writing it on purpose horribly so that you're like dependent on, or I don't know. You just write shit code, I guess. I don't know. You call it terrible code, I call it job security. Yeah, I guess we're not the same, huh? It's true. At my work, I made an asset and a system. I made a system for like generating stuff. I'm not gonna specify it. And every time I look in that channel now on Slack, they're using that system that I created in like every contract now. And I'm like, shit, I should have fucking charged more for that. Should have charged more for that. I didn't get paid enough for that. Jeez. Getting a lot of fucking use out of that. I remember, it's funny because while I was making that, I remember someone told me, try not to make something that is too modular and reusable, because then they're just going to reuse it throughout their entire fucking history. And I'm like, and then I made it, and then everything going on, and I'm like, but at the same time, I don't really fucking care. I could care less. My workplace has been really flexible with me, especially considering how like kind of random my spurts of like work input is, I guess. Like I'll have moments where I get a lot done, and then moments where it's like kind of quiet. Usually there are some people holding you accountable. If people don't question stuff when you open a merge request, then all hope is lost. Yeah, but at the same time, I'm not a lead or anything like that, so I feel like I don't want to be an asshole by saying, hey, this code can be improved. We could do a better job of this. Because I feel like I'm not in a position to say that. Plus, I'm like younger than everyone at my workplace, essentially. I'm like mostly younger than everyone. At least everyone, I'm younger than all the tech people. And with less experience. Whatever the fuck that means. Less years of experience. Crimson's game dev extra crunchy. We can make it a granola bar. We should have a granola bar and we'll call it Crunch. Isn't that an actual thing? Wait, hold on. There is a granola bar. There is a bar called Crunch. How old are you? I'm 27. I'm turning 28 in 8 months. I need to get a move on in my career and life. Even if they don't end up changing, it's good to have the conversation. Yeah, I sent it to one of my colleagues. I was like, hey, is this prototype code? I didn't know how else to say it in a nice way. I'm like, hey, is this prototype code? Am I married yet? Not yet. Green light map density. You've mastered the craft. I've dealt with somebody that had 10 plus years of dev experience, and it was frustrating with how inexperienced he actually was. Opened my eyes to how many people were just born earlier, and that's all they've gotten on their belt. Yeah. Because I look at devs like Randy and Prismatica and Sovereign. They technically have less years of experience than I do in game development and in programming. And then Sovereign is just a fucking genius at C++. Like there's nothing. I don't think the years experience means anything anymore. I feel like the age is just a very like age, unfortunately, is just an excuse for like a system, which is kind of unfortunate. Which is probably why we are now in the situation we are now, where like development is so shit. is because I guess I don't know. Who knows? It could be a whole slew of things. It could be the fact that nobody's given enough time to fucking work on their shit. You said my name? Yep. Anytime I think of someone who's like fucking doing some crazy shit in Unreal, I always think of Sovereign or Prismatica. Prismatica is just more on the like shader side and animation and stuff like that, and then Sovereign's just C++ God. We also have a huge problem right now with design and like management, I would say. It's a huge problem we have right now, and I have no clue how to fucking say it without being mean. I'm like, I don't know. I don't like the workplace I have is it's nice and also not nice in a way. It's a very like kind of open where everyone can kind of input their opinions on things. But in my opinion, I call me a dictator, but I actually don't think that is the best thing to do all the time, because then everything is too loose and there's no like written out documentation and shit. And all right, dictator. No, I think there needs to be a certain point where someone who has game design experience or whatever can say, this, we're doing this, we're not doing this. You know what I mean? Like, on a basis of just keeping everyone in line, because I feel like there's a problem where everyone has a little bit of a different perception of what the game wants to be. So it's kind of like, ugh. There's too much friction to get anything done. So I've just been fucking making shit. Just being like, hey guys, here's what I got. It's like, hey, that looks cool. And we just keep it. I love that fucking face, dude. Oh, shit. Everyone can present ideas, but there's one person who makes the decision. Right. But we don't really have that. It's kind of like, it's too, I don't like this, like, wishy-washy kind of management style. I think I've realized I actually don't like things being too open, because I think that just causes issues that I'm, talking about right now. I think that it causes those kind of problems. But it's nice. It's nice to have that, to be able to like be open about stuff, because I've never worked in a workspace where it was different, right? Where it was like the opposite. If you were 10 years old when UE4 released, you'd now be 21 and leaving college with a BA in arts. When UE4 released, UE 4.1, I was in, I want to say I was in high school, because I remember I used the engine, I used the engine, whatever engine version it was, before it went free, because I remember I paid a subscription for it. So whatever that year was when I dabbled in Unreal and started like getting into it. Have them promptly fired. Your opinion sucks balls. Thanks for inputting. Anyways. I wish I went into tech art instead of directly programming. Would have been able to do more, in my opinion. The thing is, what is tech art? Tech art is such a broad fucking term and role. Such a broad role now that it could literally mean anything, to the point where it just means generalist in my head now. It's just you're more leaning into tech, because tech art could be you making Python plugins for Maya. It could be shaders. It could be level design systems or tools for the level designers. It could be environment art tools. It could be tooling. It could be coding. It could be shaders. It could be, rigging. In some studios, it could be rigging. Skinning. Fucking shit. Yeah, there's like, it's such a broad term. Such a broad term. You don't want some kind of director to have the final say? It sounds like chaos. I've been the one kind of pushing to get things written down, right? Because if you don't have shit written down within a team that has like at least like I think we're at like 10 people at the very fucking least, shit's gonna go bad. Oh man, I don't know, dude. It's too chaotic for me, bro. I don't want. I'm already stressed out, dude. I have so much anxiety as a person for just fucking living. I don't want more anxiety. It's gotten to a point where I'm like, I'm just going to implement this system in the way that I envision it. If it fucking works, it works. I'll tell everyone and be like, here's how it works. And then like, okay, here you go, artists. Use this. It's like... it's too chaotic. It's too fucking chaotic, dude. It hurts. Because then I'm sitting there like in Unreal thinking, okay, like now what? What do I work on? I don't have any documentation to work off of that gives me a general basis of what the team wants. So it's like, okay, all right, I'm just making the thing, I guess. This is why I like AI. AI is not going to solve the fucking problems I have in my work. I don't think it's a problem of documentation or lack thereof. I think it's multiple problems, not just like documentation. But yeah. Nonetheless, I still like I still like working there. It's just it's a little chaotic with this specific project, which is why I might have to like fucking cut the streams a bit because I just need to get more work done. Because the due date is very fucking short. I'm honestly thinking of replacing these shitty fucking pieces with one of these pieces. Or hell, even creating like a unique static mesh for this one. I hate light map baking with modular pieces. It sucks. Like, look at this. What the hell is this? Let's move this piece to the right and then up and then oh it's matching red and then what is this, match 4 or whatever, match 5, match 3, dude. What's a molasses flood? Sounds like a dessert. Yummy. Should I have that lighting file for you tomorrow? Dump it on Discord. Just been busy with other stuff. I don't think any settings are necessarily going to fix these problems. I think it's just a basis of like the way that they're done, because these are all separate modular little titles. So it's just going to promote more problems. So now I'm just whipping up some really basic BSP brushes just so I can fill this shit in. But it's super basic, like cubes. Like there's no actual like mesh to this. Let's slap a cube for this one. Fuck it. Fuck it. I'm very privileged to even have a job right now, so thank goodness for that. It's just the chaos is... It doesn't help that I want to build my own thing. Like that's a very big thing for me, is wanting to like build my own thing. But I also have to acknowledge I need to get the work done at the end of the day. So chances are, I really don't want to do this, but there's a high probability that I will have to Probably this two pieces stacked on top of each other? I think it is. So we'll do this. We'll go up halfway, and then the other side can have a different light map resolution or something. Yeah, I don't want to cut the streams, but I might have to just so I can like focus on my contract work and just get that shit out of the way. You know what I mean? I really don't want to do that though, because then my stream just dies. The stream's just gonna die. Streaming ain't easy, man. It's the hardest job. 03 is not in use. It's not in use. It's literally not in use, Unreal. What are you talking about, man? This thing's on cocaine. How long? I don't know. A couple weeks. Possibility for earlier streams? Yeah, I need to do that. I need to do that. I do need to like just wake up earlier. Dude, I'm so bad with waking up early. I think I'm depressed. I don't know. To be completely honest with you, I may have a problem. I like woke up at 9 and I was like, I could wake up right now, and then I went back to bed. The only thing that woke me up and got me out of bed is the fire alarm went off, and I was like, all right, fine. I think this is telling me something. And then I woke up at like 1. I got out of bed at 1. I wasn't even getting any quality sleep. Like, there was no reason for me to still be in my bed. Oops, I did not think that through. Whatever. That looks cool, though. It's got a little split in it. Yeah! Woo! What if you're streaming contract stuff, but just like a face cam, like co-working style? Here's the problem, guys. It's a VR game. I'm gonna have to constantly put my fucking VR headset on and shit. And I don't want to do that on a stream because it's already fucking tiring as is having to constantly do that. Is that music in the house from 28 Days Later? I think it is. I think Volker had his I think he has a remix. Yes, it probably was that. Are people into that, looking at someone's face when they work in silent? I just don't think anybody's going to enjoy that. That's just going to kill the stream even more. Option of testing without VR? So, funny thing, I made a whole thing in VR, or non-VR, and I tested it in desktop. It worked great. And then I tested it in VR, and a bunch of shit's fucked. So, that was fun. Stream just your logo and your voice. No, I'm not gonna do that. Hey, peace out, cat. No, I've been pushing to make sure things are testable in desktop, but then you have an issue on VR, like something doesn't like work, and it's fucking horrible, dude. I wouldn't stream it. It's because sometimes I have to be in a call with my coworkers, so probably just best that I don't even bother. I just need to wake up earlier. Exactly as whoever said that. I just need to wake up earlier. I just do earlier streams and just do that. Ultimately, that's what I need to do. Which way is the moon going? This way. Does that mean that we can see a little square of where the other building would be? I still haven't tried VR, and I don't know how I've been avoiding it so well. I would say, like, give it a try. But not developing in VR. Fuck that. What a pain. Constantly having to put your headset on and off to make sure something's not fucked in VR. Not a good time. Honestly, not a good time. Does your team do stand-ups? We do stand-ups at like 3 p.m. So I used to be at another contract job and they had stand-ups a lot earlier, so it's like that was good for my wake-up schedule. But like in this one, they do it like way later, which is kind of annoying because it's like it also kind of gets in the way of my stream schedule because it's like, okay, I gotta stream really early or else I can't fucking stream and then I have to wait for this meeting to happen. Really, really kind of annoying for me, but it just promotes my laziness. Dude, I'm going to have to make that bounding box tool. I am going to make that tool. This is annoying. I could instead be dragging on a vector thing that's so much easier, but instead... Oh. Why did I see something in the wall? What the hell? There isn't all that much depth to be had. No matter how good you try to make the games, the hardware is still too iffy at any available price range. That's why Beat Saber is still the best VR game. Like, because it works within its limits so fucking well. I saw a video recently where it's like modders were able to like mod the shit out of Beat Saber to the point where they can like edit everything. They can edit everything. What's Twitch doing? Are you sure you want to send this schizo? Dude, why does Twitch have to do this shit, man? Oh my god. That's so funny. Recently got a MetaQuest 3 and some sports games are quite fun. Like, VR is fun because it's different, you know what I mean? Just like how the Wii was fun when it came out, right? The Wii had its like fun. You guys remember Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resort? Dude, that shit was great, man. There was something really fun to be had there. VR is kind of similar in that sense, but I would still argue that it's still very limited in what you can like really do. You're lucky. How's it going? How awesome is it to be able to sleep in though? It's not awesome. Just like how I disagree with people like work from home is great until it's not. Because it promotes, for me at least, like if you are not like a proper adult, which I am not, you will working from home allows you to quite easily get stuck in like a loop of really bad habits. Whereas working in an office and having to go to an office and stuff, promotes the sense of going out, breathing fresh air, going into a different space, seeing other human beings. I wake up at 12. I make my coffee. I go straight to my computer. I hit the go live button, or I look at stupid fucking Reddit and Twitter, and then I get annoyed at how stupid people are. Like, it is not I would say that you need a balance because you can easily get into a really bad loop. And I'm probably in that. I'm not being very responsible. I don't go out for walks and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I think a lot of people say they want to work from home, but like, and I agree with a balance, right? There should be a balance of work from home and working in an office. But I think people don't realize that working from home is actually not as grand as they as they think it to be. Unless they're an adult and they actually like are smart. I'm not smart. I'm stupid. The Wii's still fun, but holds its own place in gaming. I wish I had a Wii, man. My parents have the Wii at their place, I'm pretty sure. You would hate working from the office? I don't know, man. I think working from an office and being forced to work in an office would put me into like a better work-life balance. You know what I mean? I think it would force me to be in a better work-life balance. I might hate it, but I think subconsciously it would actually be good for me. And also, like, it depends who's in the office, and like, you know, there's some abuse in some fucking workplaces. If the workplace was a good workplace and not a piece of shit, which, you know what I mean. I could see the streamer being a killer office jokester. Yeah, I would plunge your mouse in jelly. Could be in the back. Recently switched from a position where my team members were in the same city so I would see them more to a role where my team members are from America and Brazil. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Ruin your FPS with Nanite and TAA or something? Yeah, something like that. Go in the office, use TAA, ruin game, go home, smile. It's a good day. I hope your game works out. Hey, thank you, Sam. What I hate about workplaces is the chit chat. I'm not the most social person with limited interest. I just stick to the work. That's fine. I get that. There's some lazy fuckers in some workplaces. But I feel like subconsciously as a human, just hearing conversations happening in the background, even though you might not necessarily be associated with that, I feel like it's good for the brain. Even though us as people who are very like anti-social, I guess, or just like don't want to talk much, might not see the benefit of that. You know? I'm sure there's some brain benefit. I don't like how dark it is here. You almost can't see the railing anymore. There's something we can do here. We can put another ad. Ad. Another ad. Optimize your game by downgrading Unreal 4. If you really want to truly optimize your game, down to the root, just create a fork of Unreal. And mess around with that fucker. Change everything. Change it all. Okay, let me change the emissive intensity of this. I want that red to kind of shine out a little bit more here. I feel like there's so many benefits of working in an office. Like, don't get me wrong, I feel like I'd get in shit for this because people are gonna fucking say you're an asshole. Like, I love work from home, blah blah blah. Bro, I've been work from home my entire life except for my time when I worked at a warehouse. Now, maybe it's because I'm leaning in an extreme of like working from home all the time versus working in an office all the time that maybe I have hold this opinion, but I feel like I think they both hold benefits. And I think it's good to have a balance of both. I think it's good to have a balance of both. More productive from home than I currently am at the office, and I personally don't need anyone around me. At that point, you kind of just need to like set boundaries, I feel like. Yo, just heard you're giving people free GPUs. What up? Bro, I don't have enough money for that. I don't even have enough money to buy myself a GPU. Got to get you on a 3-day in, 2-day out. Where am I going? There's no office. Don't need coworkers distracting me left and right. Yeah, like I could get that being really annoying, but At that point, there needs to be like a system built at the office that like fucking, you know, stops that shit from happening. There are also people who absolutely need contact with other people. That's just not me. I think we all need contact with people. It's just some of us have um, longer thresholds than others. You know, like one motherfucker probably could like spend an entire week without talking to anybody and they're fine. And then they just, you know, need to just have a little bit of socializing and then they recharge. Whereas you got another motherfucker that needs to talk every 5 minutes. I feel like we're all just different kind of people. I do think all of us do need a degree of socializing to an extent, though, in some way or another, right? In some way or another. Intro versus extrovert. I would argue that there's even like, I think that's generalizing it too much. I would argue that there is like middle grounds between those as well. Because I've seen some people that are introverts that are like crazy people when they're socializing. I'm probably the same as well. Like I could probably be pretty crazy, but I'm not an extrovert. Don't get it twisted. These are not the correct meshes, so I'm gonna have to probably fix that. But I prefer that more. It sure would be a shame if a 5'3" tall, skinny penguin broke through my ceiling and stole my can of lavender poached pear with Jackson Williams pudding at 3:30 p.m. What did I just read? What the hell did I just read? I do need contact with people, but people I choose to in my free time. That's fair. My entire life is just working, though. So like where you describe introvert means your social battery is drained while being with people and recharges via alone time. I would say while there is a battery while you're with people socializing, I think there's also a battery of not being with people. So it's like when one lowers, the other one raises. You know what I mean? So it's like while you're on your own, the battery decharges and you need to charge it up with a bit of socializing. You know what I mean? Like it's just everyone's gonna be in I guess in they're all gonna be in a different like way, I guess. That's me like simplifying everything, but you know what I mean. I kind of want to put a window in here. I know that sounds crazy, but like I forgot there's a battery on the side of my head. Okay, obviously not in a literal sense. Serious topic. How many levels did we cut today? We did not cut any levels, unfortunately. Wait, hold on. Did we replace all of the shitty meshes? This one I'm okay with, and like whatever about it. Although we could probably improve this quite a bit. Don't like how close that is to top. That's not simplifying. You're actually describing stuff that psychologists classify these things as. Did you go to school for this? No, it's just me being human and kind of just looking at it and being like, yeah, that seems about like that's probably how I'd look at it. No, I didn't go to school for any of this shit. I don't know. It is my perception of us as people. I guess that's about it, really. I wonder why people don't trust psychologists. Probably because it's a scary subject to think about, potentially. And like, when it comes to a lot of things where there's a subject somebody doesn't understand, the best thing to do is to deny it and push it away and etc. etc. What are we talking about? I don't even remember anymore. Make it so you can only buy the game with a specific GPU. That's called only releasing on consoles. That's already been done. It's already been done. Sorry. You're too late to the party. But this is not what I want for the floor. Material this again. Building cement. Yeah, no, I didn't go to school. I didn't go to school at all. I never went to any post-secondary. I kind of wish I did, but at the same time, I'm also glad I didn't, because seeing all my friends dealing with debt and shit kind of just, you know, makes me feel lucky that I didn't go. You know what I mean? Seeing them deal with debt is a very sad, like, thing. Because it's like a constant conversation thing. Yeah, I'm dealing with debt still. It's like, fuck, man. Jeez. So this we want hidden in game. We want it to have a hidden shadow. Okay, that's going to be inside of the mesh itself. Hidden shadow. Then we want a tag on the actor called 3pp visible. It'd be cool to have a window like right here. Or like a, yo, I got an idea. Me coming up with like the simplest thing. No fucking way, this is using the wrong wall. Wait, hold on. This better not, oh my god, it's using wall generator V1 rather than V2. You've got to be fucking kidding me. Whatever, I guess I could just take it. I'll just recreate it. Who cares? Whatever, I'll just recreate the damn wall. I was studying finance and accounting, quit last year. Last year of bachelor's degree. Took me a while to realize that I hate everything related to it, but it was a good call. Why didn't you feel like, I guess, yeah, I guess if it's like shitty, there's no, like, I guess you can't get too much use out of it, even if you were to finish it, even though you hated it. I guess it wouldn't have brought you any, like, anything good. Here's what I'm thinking. Okay, so now I can put my fucking shit in here. Additional meshes. Wall, window. I was thinking about pushing it, but whatever. Couldn't be bothered. That's fair, man. This is not the wall I want. Also, this is a one-sided mesh. Guys, this isn't it. This ain't it, man. That's not it either. That's it right there. Yes! Yes! My tax return got it. Oh yeah, I gotta do my taxes. Oh, man. I gotta do my fucking taxes, actually. And before doing my taxes, I have to do my bookkeeping, because I always keep that until the end of the year to do that. Oh, uh-oh. The ceiling is connected with the window. I'm not a huge fan of that, to be honest. Is this widget something you made or bought? Which one, Meow? The like the thing on the tools on the side here? The mobile window thingy? This? I was moving a window. I was moving a window. Oh, this. You mean this right here? This. This is a when you create a so in a blueprint whenever you create a 3D vertex, or not 3D vertex, sorry. Whenever you create a vector variable type, you can make it editable, and then you can make it show a 3D widget, which is this. But the rest of it, like it generating the window and where it is, this is a tool I made. So to answer your question, Crimson, I do plan on making a improved version by taking everything I learned from this and making a much better version. I'm planning on, after I make this game, I think I'm going to break up all of my game dev stuff and take a little break by making a plugin, which then I can use towards my future games, and then I can sell it and make billions of dollars. Yeah, I have an idea for like a set of tools that I want to create that I think should be pretty cool. Yes. Should be awesome. Another mansion is on the way. Damn right. There we go. We'll use this, I guess. But yeah, the tool I made myself, it's honestly relatively straightforward. If you wanted to create your own, basically it's using an instanced mesh and creating instances. And while you drag the object, it will try to, it's going to use a bunch of math to essentially scale the meshes. So if I go into wireframe mode, you can see this a little bit easier. Let me move this a bit easier to see. Every time we move this, it's going to try to fit as like the pieces together, and if it can't fit anything, it's going to remove one of the instances and then scale it. So it's trying to fit within a ratio as much as it can, and then it's just basically duplicating along this spline. So it's a spline that we're basically controlling, and we can create new points and whatnot to kind of create like a mesh. But there are a lot of downsides and caveats with this, which kind of fucking sucks. So that is one thing that does suck. I can't, for example, I cannot do any vertex painting on it, which really sucks. Can't do any vertex painting on it. Yeah, glitch. A lot of it derives from that, and then I expanded on it. Before, it used to be like it created a whole building. So it used to be like you have a spline at the top, and then it would create instances going all the way down based on how many floors you gave it. But then I changed it to be just a simple, just one wall kind of thing. There has to be ways of making it better. I'm sure there's ways of making this tool even better, because it's a little bit limiting. I can't select the specific instances. Like if I wanted to like delete an instance and have an opening, I can't do that. I'd have to copy the wall, move it, fucking adjust both of them. You know what I mean? Not the best thing ever. I'm sure there are probably some better things that we could do there. Okay, cool. A little window. I like that. I like it. It breaks up the monotony of just a straight wall. I also don't like how this is in the center. I realized I really hate things being symmetrical. I actually think the symmetry is just the devil of details. Like you just, you know, if something looks the same, I feel like it actually just is kind of just not good for it. Like this I also don't like because it's the exact same unit that we use everywhere else. Not a fan. However, what if we instead used one of our other units and placed it there? Same size. Different mesh. This we could probably scale down. Very weird, the choice of doing that when I'm pretty sure there's pieces that are smaller than that. Let's do... I guess we'll just... I'm too lazy, dude. Let's move that in. Close enough, I guess. That's too dark. I didn't really like texture this. It's just a fucking... It's like a marketplace asset mesh that I got, and it's 71,000 vertices. I didn't optimize it either. As you can tell, it doesn't have any LODs. It's a fly. I got him. Oh, that was probably really loud. My bad. We got him. Fly software gone. We should probably give this some LODs. Hey, we're using the infamous AI LOD generator that's talked about quite a bit. I do not like these distances. Man, why does it make the distances so ass? LOD 0, LOD 1. The screen size is 0.62. It's incredibly quick. Wait, how do I change the how do I change the screen size? Hey guys, how do I change the screen size? We also probably don't need this many LODs, so let's do 3 instead. Okay, 0.62, not a fan of that because it's a really small distance. We're gonna do 0.20, and then LOD 2 we'll say it's 0.08. And then let's turn off custom. That's much better. That'll be better for third person. Because in top down, we probably want LOD 0 no matter what. It doesn't matter to us otherwise. I also feel like this is a little bit too big because it's filling up the whole space. We could probably scale it down a little bit and then bring it to the side. And then that way we still have a little bit of open space on this building, but it still basically represents that this is like inaccessible essentially. Yes, very good. Wait, why are these using metal brushed nickel? That's like, we lose out on all the cool details that these have. Where is the, there should be different colors for the pipes. Pipes white, pipes gray, pipes white. There we go. And then we still have our good old weld details that literally no one's going to see in top down, but hey, it's there. It's a part of the runner's paradise marketplace asset that you can buy on the Fab, I guess. Not that anybody wants to fucking use that piece of shit anymore, honestly. I don't blame anyone. That fucking poopy thing. I'm kind of thinking of making a video talking about Fab, but I don't think Epic Games is going to give a shit. Like, if there's something we should be talking about, we should talk about how piss poor Fab is. I think even Kindred made a tweet about it. He's like, this is awful. Yeah. How long have you been streaming for? Just an hour and a half. Holy moly. It feels like it's been 3 hours because it's already 3 o'clock. I might have to cut this one short for today, guys. But we are getting very close to done on this. Let's check out our buildings, which is one of the primary things that we have on our list here. Fix the stretched buildings. We could probably increase the light map resolution of that building. We should decrease the light map resolution of this one. This one, we might as well give more light map resolution because it's closer to the screen. That one, we could probably reduce as well. 128. This one we could probably increase because it's like so close to the screen. That one we can reduce. This one we could also reduce. Wow, that looks awful. What the hell happened to that one? That one's very far off screen as well, so I'd say 128 for that one rather than 256. Some of these buildings we could also probably reduce some of their light map resolutions. Making sure the sky sphere doesn't have a light map density for some reason. Time crawls without a decent drama. It's because I'm getting work done. Very unheard of. This needs a ceiling as well, so let's go ahead and steal this. Yep. Yep. Okay. Could be kind of cool if it's an overhead, but no, I'm not going to do that just because the light build might look really weird. What is the material of this? Cement tiles. I suppose so. We're going to have to do a lot more detail in this area, especially lighting-wise. This is not going to cut it. This ain't going to cut it. Also, why are these movable rectangular lights? Not very good. You know, not good. Not good. I also think We might be able to make do with just one side. Bring these higher up. God, I love the anamorphic lens flare, dude. It looks so cool. I understand why some people wouldn't like it. It is a bit of a visual, like... It could get very distracting while you're in play, but from a cinematic standpoint, it looks cool. Looks just like the rooftop flower and watermelon shop I always go to back home. Yeah, I don't know why there's flowers on this rooftop in our kind of cyberpunky kind of world. I feel like these would not have a good time here. Please tell me this is wall generator V2. This is not wall generator V2, so I cannot add windows to this. I want to add a window. I want to add a window. Man. Okay, well, we'll fix that later. See how this looks, though. Looks good. We'll build the lighting. Right now it's not static, so we'll work on that. The buildings need materials. That's fine. It's not too big of a deal. I'm honestly not too worried about that there. There's a lot of details with a scene like this, though. It's... What? Why are they combined? Oh, okay. I thought it was combined. I was like, huh? Why no climb ladder? Whoa! I'm up here now. Yo. One thing I don't really like with these fences is that they're too thick. And at certain angles, when you go left and right, I don't know if you guys can see that. There must be a word for that, where the masks materials kind of like blend with each other. It could be my screen, could be the ghosting going on. But it almost makes the entire surface look darker than it actually like is. I feel like it's because these chain links are so thick. I also just like, I don't like these fences. Can we get a different fence in here, man? Can we get like a different fence? I do have this, I literally brought in the fences from Ronin. This quite literally is, I've brought in so many assets from Ronin. Some of you might remember this door mesh that we made a long time ago. It has like, it still has the little lights on it and everything. I ended up importing it. Now, it's not the same chain link, because I didn't feel like importing that material in, but really funny. They're going back to that. Now, this might be more noisy than the other one. Let me see. I also don't like how there's no end piece for this one, but that's no big deal. I can deal with that. I like this one a bit more, because it has a little bit more detail to it, and also doesn't look low poly. It doesn't have that thing sticking out. It doesn't really make sense. It's like, who's going to come from the rooftop up here? Like, it doesn't make too much sense. Any commentary on level design with default Unity / Unreal object editors versus something more like old school Doom or Trench Boom? I feel like the object editors make a lot of stuff really hard. I completely agree, Smug. I kind of prefer that kind of old style, and I've never even worked with that old style, and I can see people working in that and be like, yeah, I would prefer that. That's why I would recommend, if you have the time and energy to like make your own tools, kind of like what I did here. Otherwise, like, I'd say I see a developer using Trench Broom. Trench Broom? Trench Broom? Yeah. I've seen them make stuff there and then import it in Unreal. I saw, what's his name? Australian. They're always Australian. Damn it. Um, he uses Trench Broom for his game. The Feline, something Feline, Project Feline. What's his name? Someone help me out here. I feel ignorant. Uh, uh, is it Raymond? I forgot his name. Yeah, he uses it for his project. I forgot what it was. Project Feline. Oh, Raymond Cripps. That's what it was. It was on my head, but I for some reason my brain was like, that's not it. So after Suit for Hire, the day after Parody becomes a real game, I have no clue what we're gonna work on next. Seven Waves. I have no idea. At some point, we are gonna work on. So the game plan is we're gonna work on a zombie roguelite first, and then all of those systems, I'll be able to then bring that all over towards the larger zombie survival scale kind of game. So this will be kind of like along the lines of like co-op The Last of Us roguelite mode, which I don't remember what they call it. What do they call that mode? Which I think should be a really good step forward because then we can kind of like isolate all the combat and do some interesting stuff there. And then that allows me to kind of dive into multiplayer again because I haven't done multiplayer in a really long time and not properly. Should be good. I have no clue when we're going to work on this. Chances are maybe I work on it next, like after this game, like directly after, just because maybe I just want to work on a large scale game again. But yeah, that's the game plan. And then we'll like reuse the systems, you know, whatever the thing is, a roguelite, some stuff might work for a roguelite, and then for a zombie survival game, like a larger scale game, we'll probably have to like adjust some things, so you know, obviously do stuff there, but yeah, the large-scale zombie survival game is going to take a while, so I felt like it'd be a good idea to kind of separate it. No Return. That's the one. No Return. Yeah, that's the one. So for the tools, so here's how it works. I talked about it earlier, but honestly, at its core, we have two things. We have an instance static mesh, or a hierarchical instance static mesh in this case, and then a spline. The spline is essentially dictating the paths for our walls, right? And when we hold Alt and drag, we can create new points, and then that creates a new wall. What we're doing is we are calculating what is our wall size. In this case, it's 400 units, and we're duplicating the instances based off of like how much it's stretching. So if it stretches too far, we're going to be like, okay, instead of us stretching it more, we're just going to add another instance and fit it in, right? So you see, like, if you look at the wireframe, I don't know if the stream can see that. You look at the tiles, right? So look at the tiles. You can see it stretches and then it adds a new instance in there. So every time it's like refitting, it's itself adding a new instance, and we're just doing math. So it's like 400 units, or it's like 425, and it's basically keeping everything consistent. And then we're like adding instances and scaling it. So it's just a bunch of math. That's really what it is. Like in its core, this is the origin of the wall. We're just like, okay, new piece, you know, and then that's kind of like how it's working. And then if this stretches too far, it's like, okay, we're going to fit a new piece in, and then it's just a bunch of fucking geometry and math. Albeit, it's still the same problem where you're dealing with like modular pieces, but it's a little bit closer to that kind of like old style level editing to an extent, because the static mesh workflow, I'm just not into it, especially when it comes to like architectural geometry like this. I feel like there's better ways of doing it. There is mesh tools you can play with, but apparently it just has not been updated, so keep that in mind. There's also Scythe. That recently I think is open now. You can like subscribe to their Patreon and get access to that, and that didn't look half bad either. And it apparently is going to get hotspot mapping, so that's pretty cool. It's going to be very close to like Valve style stuff. Yeah. W system for mapping. If I didn't have this, I would have quit working on this game a long time ago. Honestly, because using modular pieces like drives me crazy. It honestly drives me crazy. Someone answered that it's not. I think the thing is, it's not like Hammer. It has elements of Hammer, but apparently it's more like the Call of Duty editor. I would just look at it. Like, it's on, let's see, Scythe. Patreon. UE5. Like, there's a whole like thing showing how it works and shit. Yeah, which looks pretty sweet. It's just a different way of level design. Like, I wouldn't make a door using this. I would just use it for like walls and floors and stuff like that, not a door. I would just use it for basic cutouts and whatnot. The only problem with that though is then every wall piece is a unique piece, so that's something to take into account, right? But you could like still reuse things. Like this pipe, for example. Like, I don't know why you would make it in here, but let's say you did. You could take this piece, turn it into a static mesh, and then, or combine it and then reuse it, kind of like what they're doing here. To save on like memory and whatnot. So could always check out this Patreon. And I think when you subscribe, you get access to it. Is this a whole default level or something? Over the shoulder mode specific? All of the levels you can play in third person, and then all of the levels you can play top down. That's the general idea. There's no level that forces you to go in the third person. There's only one level that forces you to go into like a side-scrolling kind of mode, very like old boy-esque. Are they using the newest geometry scripting tools that let you make your own modeling mode? I'm not sure what they're doing for the actual, like the way that they're creating that. It could very well be geometry scripting. Could very well be a default method of doing it as well. Or not default, but their own way of doing it. I'm probably going to mess around a lot with geometry scripting once I get into UE5. I really want to see what I could do with that, because I think that thing's great. Cool. Talking about this? Yeah, I know. I actually haven't watched this talk. I eyeballed it. I kind of wanted to, I think I flipped through it, yeah. I remember I flipped through it. I wouldn't build a tool like this, though, personally. With, like, tiles and shit. Like, I don't know if I'd build a tool like that, because then you get into a realm of, like, ugly procedural generation, personally. It's good, because, like, either way, like, when you make a level, you're basically doing this anyways for, like, a dungeon, but I feel like it forces you into a specific, like, structure. Like, let's say I wanted to add, like, an elevation somewhere. You probably have to change your entire code just to add an elevation. It's cool though. It's cool. Very cool. Geometry scripting seems very sick. Very, very useful. Everyone's always talking about like nanite and lumen. I think the real meat of UE5 is all of these other tools, in my opinion. Control rig, geometry scripting, a lot of the new animation stuff that's being added in. There's a new thing in UE 5.5 where now inside of a function you can see it tells you what kind of variable something is, if it's a local function or if it's a global function or whatever. Thank goodness. That's taken forever. There's moments where I'm like, I don't know if I do it in this project. I think it's in my other contract work project. I'll have a function and then I'll have like internal things here, like action 1, action 2. And then all of a sudden I type action 1 and then it gives me a global function because I named something similarly to that. Crazy. Isn't just geometry scripting, it's a new mode in the editor where you can add tools that click on the viewport. Right, that's another thing as well. So that's on top of geometry scripting. It's scriptable tools or whatever. They made it so you can like build windows and stuff. Very, very, very cool. One thing I don't like about this, which I think you need C++, is I think there's just a tab called scriptable tools mode. Whereas I think you need C++ to make your own dedicated tab, if I remember correctly. Because I've seen people make dedicated tabs. I think that one requires C++ though. Unless this can be its own thing as well. That's one thing I don't like about editor utility widgets. Is I would love to name this something different. Did they do that in UE5 yet? Did they make it so you can like name it something beyond what the file name is? Then maybe give it an icon or something? I don't know if you guys can see that on stream. Yeah, you can. This is like the actual file name, but I hate that. I would rather just have a space here and then maybe an icon. But you need C++ for that. Can you test something in UE for me? What if you zoom in the content drawer? Does it change the file name font size? Yes. Yes, it does. Yeah, I gotta watch this video. Pretty cool. Just to kind of learn what was done to get to this point. Because I do want to do a lot more viewport widget stuff. How would I learn UE from scratch? One day I will be able to give you the link to the Unreal Engine curriculum that I'm working on right now that goes through the process of how you can go through and learn. Currently, though, this would be a very long, elongated subject. I would say install it and just fuck around with free marketplace assets, kind of get into it, which is kind of like this first lesson, and then just a lot of other shit. Just try to make stuff. Sorry, I didn't read YouTube chat in a hot second. How do you handle enemy spawning? Do you have all enemies loading when the map loads, triggers, combination? A lot of them are already loaded, which is not a very smart idea, Smug. What I do is I turn off their brain and shit until the player is in range to actually use their brain or their the AI controller or whatever. But still not very good because technically all of those are loaded into memory. So not the best thing ever. Our biggest performance hit is actually the AI and their character movement components, unfortunately. So we just turn off a lot of components when they don't need them and stuff, and that's what we've tried to do to optimize it a little bit. Yeah, one day I'll be able to release this publicly. I'll probably make a video talking about it on my YouTube channel, just very briefly. That'll be like the last educational video I make on that channel. But I'm gonna go through like a bunch of stuff, including resources you can follow, and then hopefully is a good introduction to like generalist workflow in Unreal, or at least give a bit of direction. Did I make any games in the past that were a hit? No. If you're asking if I have any qualifications to teach people, not really. I guess this game, I wouldn't call this game a hit. This game is more of a hit than like 99% of indie games, I guess, or 98% of indie games. It's kind of sad to think about because it's not even that big of a hit. Hello, I'm a newbie and I want to ask a question. Why should I use a heavy engine like Unreal instead of free Godot? Thank you for advance. I don't know. Just use whichever looks interesting to you. Unreal Engine out of the box will probably have more features for you to use, but yes, it is much heavier because there's more stuff involved. Godot is just a bit more simple, I guess. I don't know. I don't use Godot, so I wouldn't be able to tell you. Just use whatever. Unreal isn't heavy if you set it up nicely. Even if you disable a lot of features and stuff like that, I would still argue it is a bit of a heavier engine versus Godot, for example. I would argue that Unreal is still a little bit heavier and requires more minimum specs versus Godot. I would say the best way of answering this is just try both, I guess. Try both, see which one kind of interests you. When you're first starting out, honestly, part of it is just kind of like, it's a vibe test. It's a vibe test because you really won't know what you want or what you want out of it until you just use different engines, and then from there you can kind of like figure it out from there. How did you get into game dev? What was my motivation? I just wanted to try it out because a friend was trying it out, and then I had another person who was in our friend group who hates me still, even 8 years later. He was like saying, you can't do this. So a lot of it was out of spite. The primary motivation in the beginning was, I guess, to prove someone wrong, I guess. Why does bro hate you? I don't know. He still hates me to this day. I don't know why. To this day. Yeah, that was my primary motivation. No, I just like doing it. Also, it's like one of the only things I know how to do, so yeah. Is the whole level loaded at once, or is the level streaming in any way? There is no level streaming in this level. It's all basically loaded at once. So I do have to be very careful about memory and how many things I load. Obviously, there's like, you know, fresh from culling and stuff like that. So if I freeze rendering here, you can see like there's, you know, stuff not rendering. And that happens constantly, but yeah. Why do I work for someone, or how am I making my income? That's what I do. I do contract work as well. Rage bar OP. Can only get you so far though. You do get to a point as an individual where spite, doing things out of spite and anger only pushes you so far. You get to a point where you just don't really care anymore about that anymore. Like, I would not say that's my motivator anymore. My motivator now is seeing people get hyped to cool shit. And I could be like, damn, hell yeah, I did that. And seeing people get excited for the shit I make. That I think is a better one. Also money. Let's not forget money. Let's not forget money. I want to pay my bills. How good is the money from 1 to 10? Contract work, I'd say, is 7. Maybe an 8. Maybe 7. Yeah, I think 7. 7.5. 7.25. Independently, making money from my own games, I'd say currently 4. 5. 4 or 5. I'm not able to stay afloat on just that income alone, but it's still better than nothing. And it's a lot better than a lot of indies that release their game too. So, not minusing that out, we've been able to do some great stuff. How do you make a heat dissipation effect which dissipates from the vent? You would use like currently we're not using any of that because these aren't transparent because transparency eats a lot. There is a thing in Unreal called, what's the material thing called? What's the shader effect called? I forgot what it's called. I forgot what it was called. It is called, hold on. It's called refraction. You can use refraction to kind of emulate the sense of heat. I am not using that here though, because we have like this weird masked effect instead. Just because it's a bit more optimized and kind of fits the vibe and look of the game, I guess. All right, let me build lighting real quick just so we can get an idea of how this looks. Probably gonna head out soon because I gotta start getting to work on other stuff. No clue if I'll be able to stream tomorrow. Why don't you just move on with this game where the story isn't finished yet? That's basically what we're doing. That's the goal, right? Like I have this list of things that we're working on for the 1.0, and then once we get this list done, we've even scoped out more levels so then we can try to reach the end sooner. Right, that's the whole idea, is just kind of wrapping up the loose ends of, you know, achievements and little UI things and bug fixing and little quality of life stuff and customization, which I really wish I didn't talk about customization, but alas, here we are. I promised it, so I got to put it in the game. Yeah. We're getting close. We're getting close. Our biggest culprit still, well, it's going to probably end up being suit customization. That one's going to be a fucking punch in the face. And also Steam achievements, because I've never done that before, so figuring out that is going to be interesting. The levels are the biggest culprit right now, which is why we're kind of like trying to work through it as much as possible. A lot of them are, you know, like getting there. We just have 2 levels that are not started yet. So once we get these 2 levels going and we're like in blockout phase, we're like getting there. Because a lot of these are just, they just need just gameplay. Some of these just need gameplay. And then we'll have even more done on the list. Make short games with some strong ideas. Been doing games for years and I'm tired of making large games. Just do what works best for you. Do what makes you happy. For me, I had the expectation of this game that it was going to be a short development. I think expectation is a big part of it. If you expect that you're going to work on something for a short time and then you end up like working on it for way longer, example 4 years, like this one. I feel like that hits you a lot more mentally than you anticipating that something is going to not take as long. But yeah, I would say it's not about making small or short games. It's just about making strong games. Like that's really it. But I learned a lot working on this game. I learned a lot. There's a large subset of players that really just want replayability, just like want a replayable game. And making that is not very easy. How about saving the time spent in the level so they can beat their own record? Yeah, we have all that stuff. We have all that stuff. We do have to change some of the UI. But you can see we got best score, clear times, all that kind of stuff in here. Rating system. We need to adjust this a little bit because we changed our rating system. So yeah, we've been working on this level as well. This level got some work done to it. Oh shit, the fucking thing isn't loading. Great. This we did a bunch of work on in the past week or so as well. Another club level. So that's cool. Making lots of progress there. Just this one has a lot of work that we needed to do to it, but it's getting better. Better to make games with strong hooks, because if there's no good hook, you have to compete hard. Yeah, I just wanted to close off the 1.0 of this with like a strong finish. That was the biggest thing for me. Yeah, I probably could have dropped this game a long time ago. I'm sure an alternate universe me probably dropped this game a long time ago and made a way better game that probably blew up or something. Who fucking knows? But like, one thing I like about pushing through with this is that I was able to learn a lot. So like everything I'm learning right now, I'll be able to push towards the next game. So I'll take it. It's not like I'm wasting time. Game is still selling. It's not like we're at zero. Somehow the game is still selling. Somehow the game is still consistently selling every day, so. Don't know if it exists, but in the final scene of John Wick, there's a duel. Is there a way to also finish this game with a duel? Maybe not, but we have a weapon that's kind of like the weapon from that duel. I think it actually is the same gun. Pretty sure. Pretty sure it is the same gun. It's this this single shot pistol. So yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the same model that they use in that scene. Yo, Ninja. My Notepad++ deleted itself, and I didn't save the last 5 tabs with important notes. Oh God. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Maybe ending it with a cinematic just to indicate that the game is finished. We are doing a little bit more sequencer stuff, so there's like more cinematic stuff making its way in. So I could always do that. We could. If I have extra time to do it. What is the ratio of work for this project? Coding versus level design versus custom art? Honestly, the level design is the thing that takes up the most time. It's probably the thing that takes the most time, which is why I probably don't ever want to make a linear level structure game again after this. I don't ever want to do linear levels again, I think. At least not in the form that we're using it here. Like, if I were to work on Ronin again, I would use, like... If we were to do, like, a traditional roguelite, I would do it so each, like... We have, like, randomized levels that are built by hand. But we would just randomize every time you go into a new arena or something. But it's, like, the same things. Which still provides enough of, like, a thing there. But I'm never doing linear... Go from point A to point B levels. It's too difficult to make that design. Way too fucking difficult, man. Yeah, handmade segments, basically. Which I think is what that one game does. That other Cyberpunk game. Forget what it's called. Forget what it's called. It's 2 words, if I remember correctly. It's like a Cyberpunk roguelite as well. No, not Cyberpunk 2077. It's called Deadlink. Pretty sure this does that for their levels. They just have like hand-built levels, and then it just randomizes between all of them. This is basically Ronin, just in first person. It's basically Ronin. I probably wouldn't be able to do a better job than this, honestly. Art style's really sick too, kind of unique. I just think there's no point of finishing after release. Oh yeah, I'm not adding anything after release. After 1.0, the only things I'm going to be doing is bug fixes. That's it. And if there's like something that really like sticks out that like everybody's asking for, then maybe I would potentially work on it if it's like a quality of life thing. But beyond it, I'm moving on after that. It's probably not going to hit big second time. I have no idea what's going to happen. Who knows? Because there's the third person mode that's caught the eyes of like a few YouTubers and stuff like that. What if everyone's asking for sex? Well, you could just play that other game that looks better than mine, Jackal. The trailer just came out. That one has sex, I think. That one looks a lot better than my game. This game. Yeah. Damn, dude. This is the better game. Yeah. What if it plays like shit? It's not out yet? Well, I don't know. We'll find out. Whoever suggested Titanfall 2 action blockouts last time I was here, thank you. It was a good talk. I have to rewatch that talk. To rewatch that one. How did I market the game, just through YouTube or elsewhere? I honestly didn't do anything. We technically haven't really done a marketing push because I didn't contact anybody. They contacted me. A couple of them contacted me. All of it has just been natural outreach. Natural. It's just naturally gotten out there. The most I did was just release a couple of fucking YouTube videos talking about the development and then like trailers, but they don't have like a crazy amount of views or anything like that. I think I participated in like 2 of the like the Math Chiefs fucking like expo thingies that showed off the trailers, but that was him contacting me about the game. So I didn't really contact anyone. That's why I think 1.0 it could have a big impact because I'm probably going to do more like, you know, going out and contacting YouTubers and whatever. Yeah. We'll find out. I don't know. I'm not banking on it doing like selling like crazy after 1.0. It has 10,000 wish lists, so I guess that's something. Go for it. Is it 10,000? I actually don't remember how much it is now. What is it at? It's at sorry, not 10,000. Wow, I was way off. It's at almost 20,000 wish lists. It's almost at 20,000 wish lists. It's not 10,000. Our lifetime conversion rate, by the way, for the game, for wish lists, is 22.6%. Which is above the Steam average, which is 15%. When did I release it in early access? It was like August 2021. Now, don't get me wrong. In the world of game development and game industry, 20,000 is fucking nothing. Like, I remember seeing some stupid post where someone was like, if your game doesn't have 100,000 wish lists, I would not become a publisher for it or some shit. So, you know, that puts everything in perspective. But for a first game, I'll take it, dude. That's a W for me. 2 years of wish listing. Yeah, we'll see if that number ends up being like a dead number, because that's also another concept where a lot of wish lists could be considered as like dead wish lists, essentially. Why with 100K wish list would I want a publisher? Right? Isn't that like that's the joke, or that's like a funny part of the joke? It's like if you have 100K wish lists and you've already marketed your fucking game, I guess the only reason you'd want a publisher is to like get funding or something, so then you can work on it during that duration. Because apparently I've also seen some other stories where people have like a shit ton of wish lists, then they release the game and no one buys it. It's like, oh shit, How the fuck did that happen? I am going to call it here, though. A little bit shorter than the 3-hour usual time that I try to aim for. Pretty good progress. Yes, pretty good. Pretty cool progress. I also forgot. I think I'm running this in fucking cinematic. No, I'm not. It's all in Epic, except for shading for some reason. The light bake on this building does not look very good. Interesting. Very interesting. Don't know what's going on there. Very, very interesting. Don't know what that is. Anyways, I'll see you guys on maybe tomorrow. I don't know. I feel like I need to focus on some contract work and just kind of like get a bunch of shit done within the next few days. So I might just focus on that and just go all in on that. Plus I got a bunch of stuff coming up in the coming days that I have to handle. Fun. Very fun. Incredibly fun. Yeah. See you guys whenever the next stream is. I don't know when. We'll find out. We'll find out. I do need to catch up on work in other places, so. Yep. Have a great week. Don't know when I'll see you next. Maybe Monday. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. Take it easy. Goodbye. See you later.